Welcome to another club experiment. This time we're going to be experimenting with Wrexham, who are in the Vanarama National League. Probably one of the longest serving teams in the Vanarama National in one sitting, really. And with the arrival of Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, we're going to see what would happen if they invested £2 billion into the club. We're going to invest $1 billion for the first 5 seasons, and then for the second 5 we're going to put in another £1 billion, or just top it up to £1 billion, because I don't think you can have more than £1 billion at any one time, with the expectation they're going to spend £1 billion in 5 seasons to rebuild this club. So if that happened, what would happen to Wrexham? Would they get out of the Vanarama? Will they get back into the Football League? And will they get some decent players in? So first of all, we need to do a little bit of editing. We're going to go straight into the editor. And first off, we are going to increase the reputation to the maximum, which is 10,000. The reason I'm doing this is mainly because I've done it with other teams. And if we don't put the reputation up, they will not attract players and they will not spend the money. And I've done that with quite a few, and that has been the case. So what I've started to mess around with a few things, and the reputation seemed to work quite well. Finances. The bank. We can only have £1 billion. So that's going to be the maximum. We're also going to change the transfer budget up to £1 billion as well. And the wage budget, I think it's 5 million, so we're going to do that as well. There is no salary cap, and everything else is as it is. Facilities. We're also going to see if this actually changes as well. The capacity. We're going to be interested to see if any of these actually change as well. And then, as you can see, the balance is £1 billion. Remaining budget in the transfers £1 billion and £5 million per week. So if you are looking forward to the results of this little experiment, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so already, for more experiments and rebuilds. And also let me know down in the comments below, who would you like to see receive £1 billion or more. So without any further ado, let's not hold back any further. Let's see how well the money's spent in the next 5 years. Right, let's take a look after the first 5 seasons. And first thing you will notice, Wrexham are in the English Premier Division. So things have gone to plan so far. So the first season, they won the National League by 2 points. In fact, very, very close in the end. Only scoring 57 goals, 33 against. That's pretty good. And that's probably what saved them, really. In League 2, they managed to finish in second position on level points, only missing out on the league title on goal difference. Wow, that's so unfortunate. It really is. Level on goal difference. I mean, this time scoring 66 goals. Still only conceding a minimum amount of goals, though, 37 this time. Still the least in the league as well, which is that's pretty good going again. But just to miss out on the title is so unfortunate. They do, however, win the Sky Bet League 1 by 3 points. Again, only conceding 36 goals, 64 goals scored. They're not renowned for scoring an awful lot of goals, are they, really, to be fair? But only losing 8 games in the process. The Championship, which we all know is very, very hard to get out, but they just fall short of the winning the league by 1 point to Nottingham Forest as well. This time they concede 42 goals but score 75, which is getting better, it has to be said. Coming close to winning the League 2. Just on goal difference, missing out, and then by missing out on 1 point this time round. Forest, remarkably enough, have lost 12 games and still win the league. That's pretty good. And then this season 5, they do manage to finish in 15th position. They managed to secure themselves in the next set of games in the Premiership, which is very nice indeed. Probably expecting them to win or get even close to the top is probably a big ask, but for the first season, they do escape the relegation battle. 6 points in the end. They do concede 59 goals though this season. And just in the season just past, while they're in the Premiership, they do get to the FA Cup semi-final. They've not won any cups at all so far along the way, apart from the leagues, but they do reach the FA Cup semi-final 5 seasons in, and only to lose out on penalties to Leicester. So let's have a look at some of the transfers then. If we start right at the very beginning once more, any big transfer? I mean, they spent 21 million though, 11 million pound on Nampalys Mendy from Leicester. Phil Jones they bring in for 5 million pounds from Man U. I suppose in the Vanarama he will be quite an asset. Kieran Dowell as well, Lyle Taylor, Ashley Young from Aston Villa, 300,000. The following season they spend 20. They are pretty reserved with their the spending though, it has to be said though. But any big fees coming in there? £13 million for Callum Wilson from Newcastle, excellent stuff. Ola Aina from West Ham for £7 million. Blackburn's Gallagher as well as Williams as well. Forest and Scott McKenna, £2.4 million, and Chalobah from Lyon for 1.7 as well. Getting into the third season, they are starting to spend a little bit of money now, and £83 million spent this time. £20.5 million for Ogard from West Ham, £50 million. Dewsbury Hall from Leicester. How good is Dewsbury Hall? I mean, he looks pretty good as well. 27 years old as well. Wow. Wolves Cody, 14.25, £13 million for Cooper from Swansea. Ben Rama from West Ham, £11 million. Totti from Wolves. Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well, £4 million from Chelsea. They are starting to bring some big boys into the club now, aren't they? £106 million. I think this could be the season before the championship season, I think. And who did they spend big on here? £45 million on Vlasic from West Ham. 22.5 from Nezeri from Napoli. Lokonga from Norwich. United's Wan-Bissaka for £11 million. Matthew Target from Newcastle for 10. Now they're going abroad. Milan's Keteler for £6.5 million. Scott McTominay even goes to Wrexham as well, obviously on the up, just out of interest. He is 29 years old. Is he still play? He's still playing for Wrexham though. Has he had quite a good career there? He's getting game time. Premiership season, they only spent £30 million. Pablo Torre from Barcelona. Wow, they are attracting some of the big clubs now. Litvinov from Spartak Moscow. Benedetti from Velez for 5.25. Szczesny from Juventus. They've gone European, 5.25. And Doak from Liverpool on a free, and a couple of other players as well. Wow, that's pretty impressive. It really is. Right, just have a look at see if any of the club details have changed. Maximum club attendance. It's up to 19,000 now. It was at 10. Finances, they have got £555 million. Well, we're going to top that back up to £1 billion transfer budget left. So we're going to top that up as well. And wages, they've got quite a bit of wages still as well. Facilities, have they increased? Wow, they have actually. Training facilities has gone up from 12 to 19. Youth facilities up from 8 to 20. They are improving drastically. Corporate facilities hasn't gone up though, and youth recruitment not so much. But everything else has gone up, which is pretty nice. We're going to simulate once more for another 5 seasons. So let's see if they can improve on their status now, and see if they can go and kick on for Europe and hopefully gain some trophies along the way. So let's go and simulate a further 5 seasons. We'll come back and we'll have another look. Right, the first thing you'll notice after 10 seasons, Wrexham are still in the Premiership. Whether they went down or come back up is yet to be seen. So let's have a look at how well they've done over the past 5 years. We know it's taken them 5 seasons to get into the Premiership in one go. So let's see what they have done in the last 5 seasons. Let's start off with the transfers first, and then we'll have a look at where they've finished and any trophies that they've won. So at the end of the 25 season, just after the season finished, before before season 6 started, they bring in Luke Shaw from Man U for £48.5 million and Barbosa from Man City for 33. They mean business. The following season, flipping heck, £500 million on a new squad by looks of things. So let's have a look at 121 million for Brenner from Bayern Munich. Sesko from Leipzig for £77 million. Diallo from Sassuolo for 77. Another 71 from to Bayern Munich for Zenua. And also spent 54 on Cucho Hernandez from Hertha Berlin. Vigo get £53 million for Minengueza. Gabia from Wolfsburg. Ilias Akamak, I think, from Barcelona for 29 million. Tantanga from Tottenham for 22. And Lindelof. They got Lindelof on a free. I'm assuming that is a backup. That's not a mistake. They didn't spend any the following season then. And then I'm assuming this is the second to last or the third. Well, I don't know. I've lost count now. But another £235 million. £98 million on Burak Ince from Milan. Everton received 50 for McNeil. Urian Timber from Newcastle. So he obviously went to Newcastle. £42 million. Juventus get 21 for Kake. Wow, they have been spending big, haven't they, really? I mean, they do let go of £196 million worth in this season. £124 million for Zenua. I mean, okay, let's have a quick look. Did they make any money on him? I mean, he looks pretty good, actually. Wow. They're buying for 71, selling for 124. Amazing. And, yeah, he's done a lot better with Man City, though, to be fair. £271 million in the 29-30 season. I think this is the penultimate, season 9. £27.5 million for Pavard from Man City. Solet from Tottenham for 56. £30 million for Pulisic. Rodriguez for 5. And Gonzalez and Taylor as well. Wow, I mean, they have been spending. They've not been shy spending-wise, have they? And the Sesko goes to Man City for £120 million. So let's have a look at, did they make any profit on him? That's the other question. 77 and 100, yeah, 30 million roundabout. That's pretty good business, isn't it, really? Wow, a lot of money spent again. So they're not shy in spending the money to try and get some success in. And the final season, they only spent about £30 million. Enrique from BRA, nothing really significant there. Although, did they spend... Taylor, 150... Wow, hang on a minute, I didn't see that one. James Taylor, I thought that was like 151,000, but it's 151 million. So that was in for the final season. So at the end of season 9, they obviously brought James Taylor in for 151 million pounds. Oh my God. Well, yeah, 21 goals. Did it get him success though? That's the thing now. Right, let's go and see with all these transfers where they finished up. So when we left off in season 5, they've just played their first season in the Premiership. They finished 15th. Let's have a look. They managed to get into Europe. They've got into Europe in their 6th season with this money. Wow, this is amazing. Don't forget, we only ploughed in £1.5 billion because they didn't really spend... They had £500 million left. So we topped it up back to £1 billion at the halfway stage. But that is pretty damn good as well. 50 goals conceded, 57 scores. Still not scoring an awful lot. But they managed to get themselves into Europe ahead of Leicester, Newcastle, Leeds, Tottenham. Wow. Following season, let's have a look. They finished 4th. Remarkable. They're in the Champions League. Wrexham get to the Champions League. Oh my word. That is just... That's insane. Ahead of Man United as well, who go into the Europa League. And Liverpool into Euro 2. They're not going to be happy about that. Chelsea, City, Arsenal and Wrexham are in the Champions League. Oh my God. That's crazy. Tottenham Forest finishing 9th. Tottenham 11th. They are struggling a little bit, Tottenham. Don't seem to see much of Newcastle. They do drop out of Europe, so maybe too many games in the season. That just couldn't keep it going, though. To be fair, they didn't do too bad. Nil goal difference, 54. They're just missing out on European place, though, unfortunately. Tottenham back into 7th position. West Ham are there in 4th. But that's quite remarkable from Wrexham, though, with Champions League football as well. Pretty decent. And then the following season, they're back up to 4th. 80 goals scored. They're only 4 points off 2nd spot, but they're back into the Champions League again. Man U are in the Champions League also. They must have won the Europa League or something then. Did they do that? Did they play last Euro? Yeah, so they must have won the Europa League to get back into the Champions League. Must have done. That's amazing. Only 7 games lost. Southampton, City twice. Bournemouth, Arsenal. I mean, they must have beaten the big guys, though. They beat Liverpool twice. 2-1 and 3-0. Wow. That's insane. Well done, Wrexham. Keep going. What's happened in the final season then? 6th, they're in the Europa League spot, but they are in a European spot, which is the main difference. Everton get relegated, I've just noticed that. But they finish ahead of West Ham. United drop out, finish in a low 9th position. Tottenham way down in 13th. Wrexham, are they the new powerhouse? Have the celebrities done their business here, ploughing money in? And wow, that's pretty damn good. Be interested to see what happens going forward when there's no more money coming in. But that is absolutely amazing. Let's have a look, see if they've won any trophies along the way. They do get to the final in the 26-27 season 6. They get to the final of the FA Cup, losing to United 3-2. Unfortunately, there's no match report, so that's unfortunate. But they do get to a final, so that's a good sign. Once again, because of no match report, Wrexham do lift the Euro Cup 2 trophy in the 27-28 season. So the first time in Europe, and they've just gone and smashed it. 3-1 against AA Ghent in Euro 2 Cup final. They've got themselves a trophy, everybody. A final in the FA Cup previously, and they've made it to the final of the Euro Cup 2 and only go and win it. Absolutely fantastic. All that money spent, not gone to waste. But along the way, they lose only 1 game to Osijek, 3-2. But they've won every other game. They played the second knockout round, the Rangers, 6-0 on aggregate. That's just, that's phenomenal. Freiburg, 4-2 on aggregate. Besiktas, 4-0 on aggregate. I mean, they've done really well that season. Concentrating in Europe. They must have finished top of that group, but once again, we can't see the results, unfortunately, because we've gone that far ahead. But just losing that 1 game along the way. What an incredible run in the... Is it their first time in Europe? Please let me know down in the comments below if it is the first time. I'm hoping it is, because if it is, it's just a fairy tale. It really is. How did they fare in the Champions League the following season then? They didn't do too bad, actually. They got to the first knockout round, losing 4-3 to Bayern Munich. Is that the time when they just decided to buy every Bayern Munich player off them then in the end? It might have been. But that's unfortunate, but they did well to get out of the group. Leipzig, they beat Ajax, PSG. They didn't beat them, but they're taking a point off them, so which is amazing. But they did beat Ajax and Leipzig, although losing to Ajax away from home, though. But that's not too bad, though. 2-2 at home to Bayern and then 2-1 away. That's not bad at all, though. In Europe, they seem to be quite comfortable, don't they, Wrexham? We do have a match report, and they get to the final with no European football this season in the 29-30 season, I think it is. They win the FA Cup to go along with the Euro 2 Cup. They have now won the FA Cup. Finally, it's theirs in the 2030. The win on penalties, despite missing a penalty, they do go on and win it. That's amazing. I mean, that's 2 trophies won. The money hasn't gone to waste. They are playing against the likes of United and Liverpool and Man City week in, week out. But to get to the final, it's quite remarkable. Along the way, they beat Cardiff, Watford, Man U 4-1 in the 5th round. Sorry, Wan-Bissaka scoring against his old club. Same with Diallo. Brenner getting 2 as well. Crystal Palace in the quarterfinals. Man City in the semi-finals with Scott McTominay scoring and Diallo. Then that remarkable win in the FA Cup. That is absolutely phenomenal. Well done, Wrexham. Well done indeed. No final for them this year in the final season. However, they do get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, losing 5-0 to Arsenal on aggregate. But they've given themselves a good account of themselves. 5-0, it's not to be scoffed at. They've had a long journey to get here. I mean, 10 seasons to be like an almost permanent fixture in Europe is amazing. It really is. It just goes to show you £1.5 billion pumped in. And they can do wonders, especially spending so much money. 300 million one season, $500 million in the next season. They haven't let the money go to waste, that's for sure. But it's unfortunate they didn't get any further. But a 5-0 drubbing by Arsenal in the end. It's quite unfortunate. So along the way, they did beat Sporting, Dortmund and Inter out of the group stages. I mean, they beat Inter Milan 4-0. Wow. That £150 million signing, James Taylor. How many goals has he scored for? He's 21 in 38 games for Wrexham. Quite remarkable. 37 in 57. That is just pretty damn good. I mean, wow. 25 years old. That's pretty mad. But they get to the first knockout round. They knocked out Real Madrid in the first knockout round. 4-3 on aggregate. Amazing. And yeah, there's that result in the quarter-final though, unfortunately. But they've done well though. That's not a bad going over the 10 seasons at all. Reputation's gone down to 8,500, so that's not too bad, I guess. Maximum club attendance, 23,000. Then you really need to work up on that, I think. Like I say, 227 million in the bank. Facilities, let's have a look. Capacities only 18,000. Will they ever leave from the race course? Will they extend it further? Who knows? And training facilities 19. Youth facilities maximum at 20. Junior coaching 13. Youth recruitment 12. They haven't really gone up since the season 5. To be fair, training facilities and youth facilities, I'm guessing, have gone up. But youth has gone up a little bit, not too much. But corporate just hasn't gone up at all. And we still have Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney as well in charge. There's the FA Cup in 2030. Euro 2, they've won. The Carabao, when did they win that? 2031. Did we miss that? I think I missed the final of the Carabao Cup. Let me just go back and find out who they beat. That's only just recently as well. Carabao Cup was won as well. There it is, 1-0 against Liverpool. Wow. I tell you what, they're starting to come good, haven't they? Spending all that money. And £150 million player. Wow. The £100 million barrier has truly been broken, hasn't it? But that's another trophy. So the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, Euro 2 as well. And they're getting quite far in the Champions League. And they won the Community Shield in 2030. I seem to be missing quite a lot in here, don't I? The Community Shield against Man City. So I think they've won all the domestic trophies apart from the Premiership. I mean, that's pretty good going in the last 5 seasons. They've really picked it up, spent a lot of money, and they've just reaped the rewards. And it can only get better and better by my reckoning. So we're going to leave it here. Thank you very much for watching if you watched it this far. Been an interesting one. I've not done one where I've topped up the £1 billion halfway through an experiment like that. Normally we leave it at $1 billion. We'll do it again with another low team, and we'll see how that goes. But it's been quite interesting, this experiment, ploughing almost £2 billion and see where that gets you. 5 straight seasons straight to the Premiership, and then remaining in the Premiership and getting into Europe, which has been phenomenal. Winning trophies as well. All the domestics, apart from the Premiership now, is all that's required from them in the top flight. It's been absolutely amazing. Picking up players like James Taylor for £150 million, spending £500 million in a season. I mean, it's just crazy money, but money is there to be spent. And obviously, they've got money left over as well, which is quite remarkable. Normally, the clubs don't normally have that left, but they're spent wisely, I think, and they're starting to reap the rewards. So if you've enjoyed this experiment, please smash that like button. I really do appreciate it, and it really will help the channel. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so already. Let me know in the comments below what other team you would like to see receive $1 billion or 2 in the next experiment. Until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.